Alright, hey everybody, it's me, Jimmy Hapa from Import Gaming for the win, and Happy New Year, Happy 2022, and I've got another pickups video for you, very shortly after the last one I did. I kinda hate to do that, but I got a few cool things. I just came back from Tokyo, had a few days trip there. It's been, almost 2 years since I've been there, so had a really great time. Of course, I did meet some people, and I did pick up some things, and I got some cool gifts, and I figured I really ought to just kind of share this and also give my thanks and update you guys with what's going on with this channel. So I went to Tokyo, and I mentioned this before, to meet the legendary artist of the Tengai Makyou series, Mr. Yoshiteru Tsujino. And so I been talking to him, and he agreed to graciously give up his time to do an interview, talk about Tengai Makyou. I'm going to use it for videos coming up. And I'm also going to probably release the interview on its own as a separate video. But for me, as a fan of Tengai Makyou and just a fan of video games and of his artwork, it was like a dream come true, and it was a real honor to meet him, and I'm very thankful for that. I think we spent about 2.5 hours doing the interview. It's not 2.5 hours of interview because I had to set things up and there were technical difficulties. But yeah, I lugged 2 cameras. One camera, the quality's not that great, so I might not even use it. A little voice recorder, 2 lights, 4 tripods, just a lot of stuff I lugged over, on the big long Shinkansen ride to Tokyo. But I think it was well worth it, and again, I'm so thankful for the opportunity. I also got to meet one of his friends who works at Konami, and we had a very good conversation briefly. But yeah, spent the day. We did the interview, ate some food. Ate some more food, took some videos around Tokyo, and it was, I think it's gonna be great, and I'll do my best to make something great of this opportunity. But when I was there, and before I went to, I asked him if it would be possible to get some things signed from him, and of course, I had a lot of things I wanted signed, and he said it was okay, and so I'm gonna show some of the things that got signed by him. And so the first thing here is Tengai Garo, which is his art book that was released in 2017, which contains illustrations from all the Tengai Makyou games, some from the anime, some from Nostalgia on the DS, which is called Winds of Nostalgia here in Japan, and just really fascinating, a lot of concept stuff, things that didn't get picked up. So I'm just gonna flip through here real quick. Highly recommend finding this art book. It's a shame that it's very hard to find now. It's a little bit expensive too, but if you are a fan of his work or Tengai Makyou, it is well worth whatever you pay. And so I got him to sign. Let's go ahead and put that over here. A little gold pen. There you go, Yoshiteru Tsujino. So that was the main thing I got that I wanted to get signed. Obviously, this is, I think, the most proper thing for him to sign. This is like his life work almost right here. So I got that. This is a comic he worked on maybe a year or 2 ago, a Dragonia story. And what was it? Kaze o Atsumete. And this is something you can buy on the Beep store, which I didn't know about it until I started talking to him online. And yeah, you can pick this up at the Beep online store, and I'd recommend getting that too. But I'll just flip through it real quick here. Signature right there, and the date, January 3rd. And it's a short story, but very beautiful kind of watercolor illustrations. And unfortunately, there's not a sequel to this, or I think he's planning to make 3 or 4 books, but he's just been busy with other obligations. There's a calendar from Beep that I got when I bought it in the mail. But yeah, hopefully he can continue this one day. Starts off very sweet, and yeah, I'm hoping to see a conclusion. I showed this in the last pickups video I did, which is that art canvas. So let me just pop that out here. And it's kind of getting blurry. Hopefully it focuses in. There you go. So his printed signature, and then here's his real signature. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to find a nice kind of frame or some sort of something to kind of present that nicely and keep it kind of preserved. These are also kind of similar to that art canvas. There've been a lot of like Tengai Makyou goods released by Games Glorious. These actually came out, I think, December 20th of 2021, so very recent. This is one set of like little art panels and shiki, I guess. But yeah, I told him he could just choose one and sign them, but he ended up signing all of them. So here's Tengai Makyou 2 cast. There was Jiraiya and his cast. There's the main bad guys from 2. There's the Kabukiden cast, and then the 3 ninja chicks that help you out a lot in Tengai Makyou 2. So that was also very awesome. Of course, I had to get the games signed, so here are my copies of the PC Engine games. Zaraya, Manjimaru, and the Super CD-ROM version of Zaraya. And originally I just wanted him to sign this Super CD one because it has his art on the cover, but he started signing the manual inside, and so I'll just take a look at those real quick. And so of course these to kind of present this game kind of like as a movie or like a real anime, they have a big focus on the people who made the game, including, there you go, the artist right there. So very young, fresh-faced. If you take a look at his portrait in the second the second game, it's quite of a big style difference. But we'll take a look at that as well. There he is. I was kind of, I'm not really teasing, but I was kind of joking, like, oh man, you got real fashionable in that picture. I don't know if you appreciated it or not, but. And then this one, it's the same manual basically as the first game I showed you there, but it's a different cover. And so show the, there you go. And he did that one as well. And then the last thing I got signed from him was this Shitajiki, which what is it, a pencil board of Tengai Makyou Shinden, also known as Kabuki Clash. So this is the fighting game for Neo Geo, and so his signature's right here. But why this is kind of the special one, I saved it for last, is because I bought this from somebody online who got it signed by Hiroi Oji, the Red Company founder. So now I have that's from Tengai Makyou 0. So this must have been like one of those Hudson Matsuri, Yume Matsuri events or something in the 90s. So this is like a nearly 30-year-old signature here, and now I have a fresh new one. And I asked him to write Tengai Makyou so it can kind of fit. So yeah, that was a great experience. I didn't expect him to bring me anything, but he did bring these kind of promotional, not really postcards, but they're postcard size of Tengai Makyou artwork. And here's 4 on the Saturn. Here's 3 Namida, which love his art. I wish the entire game looked like that, but it is what it is. Here's Orochimaru, Tsunade, Zaraya, Jiraiya. These are from the Xbox 360 remake. This kind of design. And yeah, so very thankful to have that. So thank you, Mr. Tsujino, for your time. I really appreciate it, and yeah, and hope to talk to you again sometime soon and produce something that you'll be happy to be part of. Let's take a look. So aside from the interview, I use this as an opportunity to hang out with some friends. So I did meet up with Scruffy Looking RGB for the first time. I also Ultra Healthy Video Game happened to be in the neighborhood, and our timing matched up, so I hung out with him for a little bit. And also Kid Shoryuken, who I've hung out with a few times, I've known for many years. And we had a great time. And I'm going to show some things that they gave me. A couple of them gave me some gifts, and I was very, very grateful for that and surprised. And this is something from Scruffy Looking RGB, which hopefully it focuses in okay. But they're Famicom buttons with my face on it, or at least my old logo face. So very, very happy. He showed me a picture of this before. He said he wanted to give these to me as just kind of a thanks, probably for, I don't know, shouting them out or something like that. But really appreciate that. And so I only got to see him for like 10 minutes on my first day. He had some kind of things he had to do. Unfortunately, he couldn't hang out with us. But I did see him on the last day. He had a little bit of time, maybe for half an hour, and he brought me these, some more buttons. And these ones are some Ebisumaru Goemon and that beautiful kabuki design. So I haven't put these on my controller yet, but I will, and I'll show a picture right here. And I'm sure they're gonna look great. And thank you so much for these buttons. That's super cool. And you know, I've shouted them out before, but please check out Scruffy Looking RGB. Super nice dude. Love his channel. Does a lot of game hunting stuff, but also does modifications and making buttons and things like that as well. I'm sure you're gonna love it if you're not already subscribed, which a lot of you are. Hanging out with Kid Shoryuken and another friend of ours, so we got plastered that night, which is a little bit dangerous, but always a great time with Jim, and I hadn't seen him for a long time, over 2 years at that point. But yeah, he had all these gifts. I bought him something that wasn't that great, and I brought him a beer, but he had some really, really thoughtful and really good things to bring, and I'll show a few of them here. And let me just kind of show. There you go. First thing is from a place we tried to go. This is Tokyo Video Gamers. This is an Umihara Kawase t-shirt. This is the Super Famicom artwork right here. Large size, so I can at least wear it, I think. And yeah, like we were gonna go to Tokyo Video Gamers, but since it was so close to New Year's, a lot of shops were closed, and you know, and rightfully so. These people should take a break and spend time with their family, hopefully. So unfortunately, we couldn't go to Tokyo Video Gamers, but he said he picked up a lot of stuff for me that he thought I would like, because a lot of these things are limited time. And it's funny because I'm gonna open this up, but yeah, Umihara Kawase Shun for the PlayStation was one of the very first Japanese games I ever bought, and so it has a really kind of like strong connection to why I'm doing what I'm doing now and why I love Japanese games. So definitely Jim read my mind with this one. So there you go. I'm gonna open it up a little bit more. Oh, there you go. At least that's large. So beautiful t-shirt, really, really awesome. Thank you. I'm gonna definitely be wearing this. And another big item from it. You got a little wall scroll too, and this is something that I think they were selling at the shop as well. But I think this is something, maybe it would have been, I think, indoor. Yeah, there you go. So it's tapestry. I haven't opened it up, but I think it's the same illustration. So let's take a look at that. So like I said, very generous. Guys, like you know, I'm proud of my man. He's been making moves. He's been doing very well for himself, but he's been very generous as well. So that's just, there you go. There you go. Look at that. And that is I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, but that is a very nice quality print. So I wish I could hang stuff on my walls. I have a few hooks I could probably hang this up on, but thank you so much for that. And the last little piece of Umihara Kawase merchandise is this little kind of like hook keychain, and yeah, that's pretty cool. It has a little thing hanging out here. I will definitely open this up and put it on something. I'm afraid actually it's pretty strong, so I'm afraid it might get lost if I put it on my bag, but I might as well use it, right? So that's cool, but that's not all. Jim had a deluxe bag for me. Some more acrylic things, and this is something I've been looking for. Recently there was a Konami pop-up shop, and they had a bunch of Goemon things, or a few Goemon things, new ones. And these are some kind of acrylic figurine kind of stand from Ganbare Goemon 2. And I was thinking about picking this up online and paying people some kind of crazy prices for it. But man, he saw it and he picked it up for me, so thank you so much. Here's the ending over there. So like I said, dude really knew what I would want. It's like he's a mind reader or a stalker. Either one's fine with me. And then the last thing, this is super cool. This is something that also from that Konami pop-up shop. It is a teacup, and as you can see, there's Goemon himself. So Goemon, Yae, Ebisumaru, Sasuke, and so it is this Ganbare Goemon DS games characters, very Japanese kind of looking style here. But yeah, very, very awesome teacup. And I mean, when he posted a video of this Konami pop-up shop, and when I saw it, I was like, I need to try to get these things. And yeah, you just bought them for me. So Jim, thanks so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. I'll get you back. I'll make you proud, my man. Doing something. So yeah, that was very generous of them, and I know you're probably thinking, oh, you know, you don't deserve all this stuff. Somebody out there, maybe a few people, you don't deserve this stuff, and you know what? Sincerely, you're right. But I'm very blessed and very thankful. So those are the things that I got from new friends, old friends, and it was a great time. Since I was in Akihabara for the first time in forever, I decided to splurge a little bit. This whole trip, I had to buy some new equipment. I had to pay for tickets, so I figured, you know what, I'm not gonna buy myself a Christmas gift, so this was it. And I decided to buy a few games, and we'll talk about those. And I'm going to talk about things I got from Super Potato. Yes, Super Potato, everybody, it's overpriced, etc. But I found a couple of good deals, things that were cheaper than you'd find at maybe online. Or at least one thing. So the first thing is another little acrylic thing. I used to hate these things, but if you don't have a lot of space, they're actually kind of cool. But a little figurine. You kind of put it on the stand here. And Fio's my favorite Metal Slug character, and so I saw this, and it was the last one they had, at least on the rack. You probably have a bunch in the back, but I went for that because that's pretty cool. It's hard to find Metal Slug stuff. And then here's another one that I've been looking for. MAKAI Prince DORABOCCHAN. So this is a PC Engine platforming game. A lot of people in the West know of the Twisted Tales of Spike McFang, I think is the Super Nintendo title, but there's also a DORABOCCHAN for the Super Famicom. This is a Red company developed game, so I'm just kind of going over and trying to pick up whatever Red company games I don't have yet, or I'm missing still. And I've been looking for this forever, and lo and behold, Super Potato had it for cheaper than anything that's going on Japanese auction sites, so I jumped at the opportunity to get it. And I did ask to look at the inside, so I'm pretty sure that it was just like a little bit of marks on the back of the manual. There you go, but I mean, tons of PC Engine games have that problem. So here's the card, and you know I've not played this one yet, so I'm looking forward to. I haven't played any of the games that I bought there, so I'm looking forward to playing it as soon as this video is done. And it's a very simple, simple manual, but I do like the Super Nintendo game, so happy to have that. And moving on to Sugaya, which I only bought one. There were a lot of cool things I wanted to get, but I tried to keep it a little bit. I tried to control myself, so all I picked up was Pumping World for the PC Engine CD-ROM system, known as, I think, Buster Brothers in the States, and also known as Pang. That's the name of the series in general. I've been looking for the Super Pang collection, Super Pang collection for PlayStation, but that's another story for another time. But yeah, this was another game which, sorry, it's probably pretty loud. I've been trying to get this game online, and they had a copy at Surugao for cheaper. Excuse me. And so I picked it up. So let's just take a look. It's just a CD. Oof. And we'll just take a look at the manual, because I don't really have too many things to show. So maybe you guys will appreciate looking at the manual. Always colorful. It's something we don't get these days with modern games too often. So great illustrations in there. Yeah, Pumping World. Hoping to pop some balloons. I picked these ones up at Trader, and like I think I mentioned it before, I try not to buy things from Trader too often, but it's really hard not to. But this is, Golvelius, Mao Golvelius for the Mark III/Master System. And, the last pickups video I showed that I got the original Mao Golvelius for the MSX, so I figured I might as well just go and get this one. And so this was also released in the West, but Sega developed this, reprogrammed by Sega over there. So it's a pretty much completely different game from that MSX game. I know that all I really know from this, I know from gameplay that I've seen. I think Rewind Mike did a video on this a while back. But that's something that I've always been interested in, this version of the game. And all versions. So let's take a look here. And it's not in bad shape. Like over here it says it's got like manual and box damage. Most of them, the Mark III gold boxes, have some kind of weird fading. They're not really like the highest print qualities, I guess, but you'll find them in like this shape. This is actually pretty good shape. So the manual does have some dirt on it, and we'll take a look at it, but you probably won't even see it with this camera. So here's the cart. I don't know if that's focusing or not. There you go. Very beautiful artwork there. And then here's the manual. And maybe you can kind of see there's a little bit of that old brown speckly dirt, which a lot of my things now have, and it's just, I don't know how to prevent it really. But yeah, that's gonna be a fun one to play. I picked up this as well. This is SINDIBAD for the PC Engine. It's a kind of a simple Arabian, Middle Eastern themed role-playing game on HuCard from Information Global System. And I got this, well, I've been interested in it for a little while, but to be honest, I'm kind of using it mostly as video candy for the upcoming Tengai Makyou video I'm doing. And I kind of want to show, I have a bunch of PC Engine RPGs, but the more the better, and I want to talk about it like, there's a lot of RPGs, but the king of them all is Tengai Makyou on PC Engine. And so I haven't opened it up yet, but let's pull this off. And it says here, this is a lot cheaper than the ones online go for, but it's got, let me take a look. The card case is missing, the Hue card has damage, and the manual's got damage, and it says there's writing in it, but I'm sure it's not that bad. Okay, so here's the card, and here's the damage, so obviously from those sponges. Game Princess. And let's see what kind of writing we got in here. Oh, there you go, just some hints. Yeah, I don't mind that kind of stuff, especially for this era of games. It's actually kind of cute. Some kid probably wrote on this manual. So, and then the last thing I got, again going for Red Company games, Winds of Thunder. And this is a game that I have played, but I've played it as Lords of Thunder. One of the staple shooting games you probably need to have this for a PC Engine if you have one and you're remotely interested in shooting games. So, fantasy themed, horizontal scrolling shooter, really cool. Look at this cover art real quick. Was it Masamune Shiro Masamune did the artwork for that, and so for me it's just even having this for the artwork is worth it alone, but I wanted to own an actual physical copy of this, and I do now. So, and this was also another one I was shocked they had it for cheaper than Japanese online auctions. It's kind of gone up a little bit. There you go. No Obi though, so for you Obi lovers, this is not the copy for you. And the manual. Look at that. I don't know, pretty badass looking to me. Alright, great. The next thing I have is something that I bought from Mandarake, which is the king of all ripoffs, but you find good stuff there sometimes, so it's still worth going. That is the store though. If you want to go there and you're like a Saudi oil prince, you got a lot of that cryptocurrency bucks, you can just go there and you can buy any game you ever wanted. So they have everything there, but everything's like 3 times as much as everything else. This is a VHS tape of Dragon Quest Fantasia, or Fantasia video, which I believe is just like a concert with a kind of like drama without any sort of like dialogue, just music and movie scenes for Dragon Quest. And I don't think it was a stage play, I think it was actually just a movie. I've never watched it. I know that people have uploaded it online already. I'll probably go ahead and upload my own my own copy of this as well. Hopefully I can open this pretty easily. Well, you know what? I'll just shut up and we'll open it right here, and I'll fast forward. Okay, there you go. Actually, you know what? That actually took a lot longer than you'd think, because Mandarake, they do not mess around with their packaging. So, let's open it up. And there you go. So, you know, like I said, there's people who have uploaded this. And I think it's like a Laserdisc as well, so there's probably going to be much higher quality than I could upload, but I'll just do it probably sometime in the future. Looking forward to having this, and it's just kind of a cool thing to watch and actually own. Alright, and I re-recorded this last bit here because, I don't know, I just didn't like the way it turned out. There's too much fumbling trying to open up packages, so here we go. The last place I went to on this trip was Beep, and I had to go on the 4th because it was closed until the 4th. So thankfully I was there and I was able to go to Beep. It's my favorite store in Akihabara, and I always like going there just to look, but I always end up buying things as well. For one thing, they gave out these little calendars too, even on the Beep online store. So I got one of those, and I also got one of their nice big Beep bags to add to my Beep bag collection. I picked up this, not super exciting, but I love getting little flyers, chirashi, whatever. I have a bunch of stupid things that I collect, and chirashi is one of them. And this is from Deathsmiles, which is one of my favorite shooting games, one of my favorite cave games. Yeah, I think this is the game that got me started with loving Cave, so 10 plus years ago. So just really cool to have this. And the last thing I got, and this is the big one, this is the one that set me back quite a bit, my one really huge purchase, and this is Shin Mao Govelius for the MSX2 and MSX2 Plus. And actually this is a reissue of the original game that is being sold exclusively at Beep. So I've seen a lot of these go up online, up for sale. Some of them reasonably priced, some of them ridiculously priced. But I figured I'd try to come to the store and buy it myself, and you know, support the store, support the original makers, etc. So now I think I have all the Govelius games, and I will say that since this is recorded after my video, I did pop it in and play it, and it's a wonderful game. I think it might be the best one. Yeah, so let's just take a look at that spine card there in the back of the box. And so it was pretty expensive, retailed for $130 plus tax. But let's take a look inside real quick. Alright, so it comes with a lot of extra stuff, just like the original release. We'll take a look at this little envelope here. It comes with 3 items. And if I can pull it out okay. Alright, so we'll take a look at that in a second. This is just kind of like a book with the kind of art and other kinds of like setting work. So here's the different sprites in the game, and I think I missed a little thing over here. Yeah, it's a lot of different little kind of sprite work, and actually a lot of the character sprites for like the caves and shops and the people who sell you things are the same as the Master System version, which is kind of cool. But a little bit different graphical style. I think it runs a little bit smoother than the Master System. And this thing over here, we'll talk about it in a second. And that's right here. This is the Roar of Govelius, I guess you'd say. And it's just kind of a little paper thing that you can play with, fold it up, and then you can kind of slap it down, and I guess it makes a noise. I'm afraid I'm going to screw it up and rip the paper, so I'm not going to even try it. And one more thing in here was... Ooh, do I not have it? It should be in there. Take a look. There it is. It's kind of hard. Easy to miss. But it's also this little same kind of idea. I think you just kind of rub it up against something. But this is the scream of Princess Nina, or something like that. So yeah, I think these kind of things came with the original release as well. So it's kind of neat that they have that as well in this one. Let's see. Here's the instruction manual. So it's got a kind of like reversed kind of thing. Cool little pictures here of all the characters, and the shopkeeper's Randar, controls, different kind of areas, different monsters, and like I've said it a million times in these videos, I just love looking at these manuals, and I love the old artwork as well. Here's a little piece of paper, kind of like as a thanks, congrats on the Katsuban or whatever. From the compile, I think the 3 co-founders. I know this is with Pak Fujishima, and this is Munitani, and I don't know who this is, but I'll have to look it up. But that's kind of neat. I wish they were real signatures. And a little advertisement for Project Egg, which is a kind of an online download games and music kind of website. That's pretty cool. And an interview with with some of the original people. So that should be pretty neat. I might take a look at that sometime. That's something that definitely was not in the original. Correct me if I'm wrong. A little card. And I guess, yeah, I don't know if you can scan that and get something cool, but I just showed it, so whatever. Here's a moisturizer kind of catcher to prevent these discs from getting all moldy, which I'm afraid to say that some of my discs, even though they're stored properly, they no longer work because of the climate here, man. Anyway, so yeah, demo. This first disc just has kind of an intro and everything to the program, and then data. I guess this might be like your user disk where you save your file. I'm not 100% sure, but anyways, yeah, very cool to have this. Very glad to have it, and I wanted to do a video on the original Govelius for MSX. Recorded the entire game, but my new capture card screwed up, and the file is completely corrupted. so I lost, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, maybe more, of an entire game, but I can always play it again. I just don't know why I'm having so many problems with this capture card. Probably my computer's old. But yeah, anyways, that is those were my adventures in Tokyo, some of the things I picked up, and some great gifts that I got. First off, thanks again to Mr. Yoshiteru Tsujino for meeting with me and imparting his wisdom, and just, yeah, for the time and the opportunity, and I learned a lot, and I know that we're gonna meet again, so I hope that I can do him justice and his work and all the people who worked on Tengai Makyou justice, make something out of this video project. Also, thanks to Ultra Healthy Video Game Nerd for just coming by and meeting me. It was good. Hopefully we have more time next time. Same thing with Scruffy. Thanks for coming and meeting me a couple times, and thank you so much for the buttons. Those are really cool. And thanks to Kid Shoryuken, Jim, for just a great friend, and for the good times, and for just like the really great items that he got me, man. He's very, very thoughtful. All these people, you should check them out. And I guess one more thank you also to Happy Console Gamer, John. Because if he hadn't pushed me into doing that Tengai Makyou video, and really pushed me too, because I was a little bit intimidated. What am I going to say about one of the greatest RPG series of all time? But he pushed me into that, and Yoshiteru Tsujino saw it by some random chance on his channel, and then gave me the courage to contact him and say thank you and set up an interview. So thank you to him as well. And finally, thank you to you if you watched this whole video, and if you've always for any of the support you give me, for watching these other videos and, you know, these rambly long videos of mine. But hopefully you'll stick around and you'll enjoy what's to come. Tengai Makyou, year 2020, that's the year of Tengai Makyou for me. Anyways, thank you, and take care.